Welcome everyone to a new week of the MUTV Group Chat. Great weekend for United, another entertaining, buccaneering victory, this time against Bournemouth, and now we've got a front three with 55 goals between them. So much to discuss with the lads. Three of the four who could be bothered to show up today. We've got Wes, we've got Ben, and we've got Danny, but no David May, who's clearly got a better offer. Lads, it's good to see you. You guys, the hardcore who bothered to show up.
Morning.
I must admit, Stu, that's a very cutting remark for first thing on a Monday morning. There was a lot went in.
It's loaded, pretty loaded.
Yeah.
Well, the stick I took. Where is he? Anyone know? Anyone get any idea? No?
That was the traffic.
Golf course?
Not in this.
Could be. Well, listen, boys, what a weekend, by the way. How good was that? I know you were obviously there, Ben, but the lads as well. What did you make of it? United suddenly, once more, a really entertaining watch. Goals coming from all directions. Did you enjoy it?
Loved it. Yeah, I think even when we went down, you never thought we were going to struggle. And when we conceded, obviously, even in the second half, you thought we'd go on and kick on again. And I think that's the freedom that the lads are playing with at the moment. But it's great to watch. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, Wes, enjoy that? Like old times, wasn't it?
The same, really. It was a really good watch, like you've said. We went a goal down, didn't really bother us. We kept going, played some really good football, Stu. And at no point did I ever think we was going to get beat. I'm not going to lie. Even when we went down, everything was smooth and flowing. The passing was good, it was quick. And the lads up front at the moment, they're on fire, they're on flames.
Yeah, Ben, it was great to be there, wasn't it? Just to see the excitement of it all, really.
Yeah, they were tremendous again. I mean, if you'd have gone back maybe 12 months, if we'd have gone a goal down, you'd have been, maybe even slightly further than that in years gone by. When we got a goal down, you think, we've struggled to score goals. But I'm with Wes and Daniel on that the fact that we went a goal down was just more of a surprise than anything. That if nothing else, it just sort of jolted them into a little bit of life, because only Spurs they've been in that position, and you just never ever felt threatened. And I said at half time to somebody in the ground, I said, we're 3-1 up, but I think that real third goal would have killed him at half time or just before half time, and we'll go on and score 4 or 5. But what I didn't envisage was the little melee that led to the penalty at the start of the second half. But I don't think we were ever in any danger, and the guys scored some wonderful goals again.
Yeah, lots of excitement to reflect on during the course of this show. We must also just briefly look at your reaction to last Friday. Or was it Friday or Thursday? I can't remember when it was, when Harry Redknapp was on the programme, and I had to do that forfeit and other things. Lots of reaction to that. So let's just go through a few of those. This is on Twitter. Lucy says, our household will forever refer to Stu as Sexy Stu. If you don't know what that means, check out the show last week. Anyone with a medal collection needs to lock up their orange-haired sons. Seriously though, I've missed the daily group chat. So glad they're back. Tracy, I got the giggles watching Stuart do his forfeit. I love Harry Redknapp. He's a sweetheart. I'm going for 5-0 on Saturday. You were very close. How good is it to see such a confident, happy United team? Patience and hard work is definitely paying off. Deacon says, Redknapp is a legend regardless of whether he manages or not. Glad to see him on the show. Derek, what a great show today with Harry. He really made me laugh. I never knew he was that funny. What a great manager he was. Gaz, best English manager never to manage England. How the hell did Roy Hodgson get the England job and he didn't? This one from Kush, you just have to like Harry. Always entertaining, no string, brilliant stories. Maisie got straight into Stu. That was brilliant. The best show on YouTube. Steady on that. Regan, please never make Stuart do another forfeit. That was too creepy. And this one, I'm dying. Stuart chatting up Wes gave me the creeps, but it was still hilarious. It left me close to tears. And finally, this one, I switched off the forfeit. It was too embarrassing by far. You're telling me it was too embarrassing by far. Wes, have you lived it down? I haven't over the weekend, that's for sure.
It was good, Stu. It was funny. That's what it's about. Bit of fun, Stu.
Yeah, it was. So mutv@manunited.co.uk if you want to get in touch. Now, before we bring on our guest today, reflection on news that you might have seen earlier today, that Nemanja Matic has signed a new contract at Old Trafford. The Serbian midfielder joined United in 2017. So far, he's made 114 appearances for the club. Now he's going to make many more over the next few years. We've been speaking to him today about his extended stay.
I'm very happy. Not everyone can sign contract with Manchester United, so I'm very proud of that, and especially also for my family. They're also happy to stay here. They really enjoy to live in Manchester, so we are all happy, very proud, and hopefully I can help the team to win some trophies, and of course to improve the team.
So he's going to stay for at least another couple of years, maybe 3 years, and that's reward for some renewed vigour about his performances. He's become a really important part of the United midfield again.
Yeah, I mean, early on in the season when he wasn't getting much of a look in, he wasn't sure whether he would sort of be a regular again, just for the simple fact that, you know, Scott he was sort of emerging, you know, young player, lots of enthusiasm. Along with Fred, they were playing very well, and you know, it did look for a long time that maybe these two might be the ones that are going to sort of finish the season, because what they did earlier on. But Matic, I mean, that's what we always say about the sort of the older players in the squad. You know, they can always find something different, and when it was needed, he's really showing form at the moment, and you can't really see him coming out the way that we're sort of playing in the midfield with Pogba and Bruno sort of drifting around him. And he's been excellent, totally deserved. But when I look at it with his age and his experience, I can expect why he's playing so well.
Yeah, Ben, I mean, he wasn't really starting in the first half of the season. It was much about Fred and McTominay, but now he looks first choice virtually in the centre of that midfield.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. There was obviously a long spell there where you probably thought that come the January transfer window at the start of the year, he would have been one of the first people to be shipped out. He was completely surplus to requirements, but what tremendous character he's shown to the management team and to his teammates, that, you know, he's prepared to fight for his place, and this is his reward. You know, Fred and I agree with Wes, Fred and Scott McTominay look like the two players that were going to be driving the team forward from then on in, from those two positions. But Nemanja Matic has come back in along with Paul Pogba and made it his own, and it's going to be very, very difficult, the form he's in, to dislodge him.
Yeah, he's doing good, Dan, isn't he? I mean, Ollie said he's in the best form of his career. Would you go with that?
Yeah, some of his performances recently have been different class. I echo what the lads say, but I think a lot has to go down to the way the team are playing as well. I think in the past couple of managers have not played the expansive football, and when he's played, he's been sat in that position and just keeping it very safe. And you can see that they've said, come on, you know, play forward, use the passing range that you've got. And the transition we have, because of the way he's playing now, is, you know, he's really quick. You only have to look at Bruno's goal last week that got manager of the month, player of the month, goal of the month even, to see that the speed of transition. So he's got all that in his locker, and he's started to use it. It's good to watch. He's really fluid in the middle of the park there.
Yeah, good news. Nemanja Matic with an extended stay at Old Trafford. Right, let's bring on our guest today. Brilliant guest as well. As we've already mentioned, goals galore for United at the moment. And who better to discuss this with than a master craftsman when it comes to finding the back of the net. United legend Andy Cole joins us. How you doing, mate? It's great to see you. You all right?
Very good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We spoke to you at the very sort of peak of lockdown, if you like, when you were truly locked down. How are you now? What's happening?
Yeah, well, it's not bad, to be fair now. So I can see the end of it like everybody else. I got a letter through the other day saying I can mingle amongst 6 people outside my household. So yeah, that's massive for someone like me, 6 people. It's a good job I don't speak to anyone anyway, so I'm more than happy with that. Yeah, you know, like I said, it's been tough. I mean, the last month was really hard. You know, but like I said, I'm like everyone else now. I can see the end of it.
Yeah, health-wise, you're okay. Been ticking over.
Yeah, I am. Mentally, I'm good. I'm in a good place. Like I said, sometimes the weather drives you mad. Not seeing the sunshine and that, but yeah, otherwise really good.
Is that why you're in orbit?
Yeah, it's something different today, you know. I mean, that's the mood I'm in.
Cole, you can have that up because I seen that. I seen your Instagram post the other day. Is it the quickest to 50 goals or to 100 goals?
50, yeah, 50, yeah.
The quickest player ever to 50 Premier League goals. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and no one wants to show me any love, Wes.
No, I loved it, mate. I was clapping. I was like, yes. Even I was too young then to see the start of that. That's some achievement.
Yeah. Well, listen, talking about goals, Cole. I mean, United. We mentioned the front three have now got 55 between 20 for Martial, 20 for Rashford, and 15 for Greenwood. Well, what do you make of what you're seeing at the moment?
Yeah, you know, for me, it's very refreshing, and I think we spoke about this previously about not getting enough goals, and now we seem to be getting goals. I'll be honest, I think the break's kind of like done us really well. You know, I think it's galvanised everyone. No doubt, Ollie's had the opportunity to speak to the boys about getting more goals and getting more ugly goals as well. And to see Mason do so well, getting the goals he's getting, it's been fantastic. Long may it continue. And we have to take our hats off to Ollie as well. Because Man United, playing like Man United now. They look like they're going to score goals. They're creating a lot of chances. And the boys in midfield, man, yeah, they do a treat. They're playing really, really well.
He talked about scoring ugly goals, but Mason, it doesn't seem to be scoring ugly goals. I think he scored a couple of spectacular goals at the weekend. What do you think of the ability to score with both feet like that? It's quite a talent, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's freakish because, like you said, he can go either side, and you know he's going to produce that kind of quality. And the two goals he got were very, very special goals. And like I said, long may it continue with the boy. You know, he's a young boy, still learning his trade, but every time he gets the opportunity, you know, he shows everyone just how good a player he is. He looked very, very level-headed as well, which is a big, big thing. And he'll be a Manchester United player for many, many years to come.
Yeah, especially you face all sorts when you're 18 and you're a United player, and no doubt there's all sorts of publicity and all that sort of stuff. But he does seem, Coley, a level-headed lad. But I suppose I suppose we all have to be a little bit aware and not to pile too much on top of him, really.
Yeah, and I think all the plaudits that have been sent his way as well. I'm listening to Ollie saying he's the best finisher in the club. You know, and at 18 years of age, if a manager's giving you, I mean, those kind of plaudits, you know, at Manchester United, best finisher in the club, those kind of things can weigh really heavy. But he's taken everything in his stride. Every time he's gone out there, like I said, he's never let anyone down. And now the goals seem to be flying in from left or right foot. Yeah,
Danny, I mean, as a striker yourself, I mean, I suppose you appreciate the technique, I suppose the ability to strike it like that with either foot. A nightmare to defend against, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's summed up in the two goals at the weekend. Left footer, sets it out of his feet. You know, there's no awkwardness to it at all. Sets it out of his feet and gets a different level of power through the ball. Keeper's got no chance. And then the one in the second half where he goes onto his right foot, he goes to shoot and then readjusts again. And then he's got, running away from goals, got the ability to be able to stick it back up in the top corner. And you know, we're playing in the Premier League. It's unbelievable. And like the level of humility he does it with, you know, it's not about him. It's about him fitting into the team and learning his craft. And you can see that. But there's so much more to come from him as well. I'm excited. And, you know, I've always been one of his biggest fans for the past 4 years. He just takes every step in his stride.
And Rashford and Martial both breaking the 20-goal barrier for the first time. Coley, how important is that as well? Because, you know, when you've got not just one person scoring goals, you've got 2 or 3 or whatever, that I suppose that makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does. And it's, I'll be honest, I think it's overdue. You know, considering the talent of the pair of them. I was very surprised that was Martial's first hat-trick, you know, in his career. Very, very surprised. But these kids, they have the talent to be getting these kind of goals season in, season out. And if they don't, you know, they've got to be asking themselves the question, why we're not getting 20 goals a season? You know, because I look at the Premier League now, and see my time playing, you had to get 20 goals.
Yeah.
You had to, there was no option. You had to give the club 20 goals. You know, now I see a lot of players finishing on 12, 13 goals, and you're playing centre forward. And when you're at the big clubs, you've got to have someone who can get you 20, 25, 30 goals a season if you're going to try and win the Premier League or try and win in Europe.
Is it too simple to say this has coincided with Bruno, or is that the fact? Because obviously he is an incredibly creative player.
I think that as a massive plus, you know, because if you look, since he's come into the football club, the way he's galvanised the play, ultimately he creates chances because he always wants to get on the ball. You know, that makes you really good for centre forward, because you know, guaranteed whatever move you're looking to make, he's always looking to pass the ball forward and slip you in. So have him in, obviously Bruno in there, and the re-emergence of Paul Pogba as well. And if you look at them two there, we mentioned Matic, you know, playing the way he's playing, but I think the way Paul's come back in the team now, I think it's freed him up no end. And now in the last few games you see Paul play, you know, you can see his quality, because he knows he's playing with a quality midfield player that have got a fantastic understanding, and they will create chances and score goals.
Yeah, Ben, I mean, do you think that is the key to it? The delivery from midfield is helping the front three. You can't score goals on your own, can you? I suppose the fact that you've got two very creative players now in Paul and Bruno is making all the difference.
No, you can't score goals on your own, but Mason Greenwood's having a damn good goal. There's no question about that, with the way that he's able to pick the ball up, go either side. We saw the goal at Brighton, the two goals that he scored the other night. Okay, more so the second one, which I thought was an incredible strike. But these lads are always going to create chances. You know, your Brunos, your Pogbas, because they are talented boys. There's no question about it. And although they are very different players, I think Paul likes to demonstrate his passing ability from more of a distance, whereas Bruno likes to play the little intricate ones, like we've seen Juan Mata play throughout the years, that, you know, sliding down the side of the area, getting the little 1-2s around the box. I just think that at the moment we're playing a team that is our strongest, the way things stand, and that has been demonstrated by Ollie picking the same same lineup in the last three league games: Sheffield United, then Brighton, and then at the weekend. And it's no coincidence that with that personnel, we've scored 11 goals in those three games, and never ever looked like we were in any sort of trouble. And yeah, the Bruno arriving has been brilliant. Pogba is going to complement that. And I just wanted to ask Coley very quickly: did he think, as a you know, being a member of, like, obviously when you won the treble and what have you, there were so many of you that you could use in that forward bit. Is there anybody that you think at this moment in time could come into our club and complement the way those lads are playing, or are you happy with the way things are?
I think you're always looking to bring in players. I mean, there's talk of Sancho coming in. You know, would he give Manchester United something different? Of course he would. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, no, he's not good enough. Of course he's good enough. You know, he's got the pace, he's got the ability to go past players, score goals and create. So I think ultimately all those kind of things are going to be down to financial issues coming out of COVID-19, and financially it's hit every football club. But Man United will no doubt look to strengthen. I was going to say in the summer, but by the time we get around to the transfer window, whenever that's going to be, it could be winter. You know, we don't know what's going on, but they will definitely look to add to what they have. Because if you look at the way Liverpool have dominated the league this season, you know, you've got to try and close the gap. You've got to try and close the gap on them and Manchester City. So, yeah, I think Man United will definitely look to bring someone else in.
On that point, actually, Coley, Ollie said in his press conference on Friday, I think it was, that we're not where we want. We're doing well, but we're not where we want to be. Obviously, we're not, because we're fifth at the moment or whatever, quite a long way behind Liverpool. So I know that's a big gap in points, but how big really is the gap, if you know what I mean? How many players do you think realistically need to come in for us to make a proper?
Realistically, if you look man for man at Liverpool and Manchester City, yeah, I think we're possibly 3-4 players short.
Right.
You know, 3-4 players short, and then when you know, what we need to get in our head is, okay, if we have 3 players 3 or 4 players short, and we buy those 3 or 4 players, those teams are looking to kick on as well. They're not going to say, oh, we're going to stand still and say, oh, yeah, we're going to rest on our laurels. They're going to look to bring in better players as well, so they're going to look to try and extend themselves even further. But I think one thing Ollie did say, no one team would dominate the Premier League like Manchester United did. I think those days are definitely over because everyone can compete now. If you look at the position Leicester are in, possibly going to finish in the Champions League spot. So those kind of teams as well, as they get better, as they can get to Champions League spots, they can have pulling power to bring better players in as well. So it makes things even better. But for Manchester United, I do genuinely believe we're possibly 4 players short to have a real good go at Manchester City and Liverpool.
Wes, would you go with that, or your view?
Yeah, I mean, like Coley said, there's always space to improve. And if we look at past teams, I know sometimes I don't like dragging on it, but it didn't matter who played. You would always, especially an opponent after the games, you would always go, my God, he's so happy. He's kept it down today. It didn't really matter which players were on the pitch. The teams were sort of scared to play against us. I mean, a little bit like the game the other day, when we attacked, you could see the team, like, they were panicking a bit. We've got 3 sort of strikers all running in different directions, all knowing they can get the ball off Bruno or Pogba. And you have to think, like, when we used to play, Scholes probably didn't play every game. Someone else would come in and just do a good of a job, for them couple of games that we were in, just to keep switching it up, keep everyone obviously on the toes, because everyone wants to start the games. But yeah, I mean, it'll be. There's always room to bring people in, but like Coley said, you do want to bring the right ones in, and you want to bring the ones who, realistically, you're looking to start as well, and then the competition gets better, and you get more out.
Definitely. You know what? Stu? Yeah, I think this 5 substitution thing has really helped us as well. I'm talking about Man United having 5 subs. Basically, you got a brand new team. No one gets tired. Literally, no one gets tired. So I think that's helped us as well. It might have worked against other clubs, but I genuinely do believe the 5 substitutions have really helped us.
Boys, Villa obviously next up Thursday. They did, in fairness, they pushed Liverpool, well, pretty much all the way yesterday. But what are we thinking Thursday night? Are we thinking United march on, or is a Villa possibly a problem for us?
I think so. I just think that Villa are in a bad place. I mean, I've been there with Sunderland a few times, and it's a very difficult place to get out of when you're there. I mean, I think they'll always keep fighting. They'll put on a sort of defensive sort of unit display. Everyone will be working hard, but at the same time, I think United will have too much of the ball and be able to express themselves too much, and by having that, I think we'll get goals in that game.
Yeah,
I think it's a factor as well. Like, we're about United at the moment. You're thinking to yourself before you play United, oh, they're on fire. They got goals from everywhere. They're not conceding a lot of goals. And when you're in a relegation battle, you are sort of you go and prepare to not concede as many, and that's just to be solid to try and nick it. But I think United, the way they're playing at this moment, even though teams are doing that, United, they're coming from wide, they're coming over the top, they're scoring from distance. Everything is, United have got all their options available. So I just think it's a tall ask for Villa to take anything out of the game, but not to take it lightly, which I'm sure Ollie won't.
Yeah, Ben, they were good at Old Trafford, and they way back they got 2-2 draw. But are we going to be too strong on Thursday?
Yeah, they were very good, and one player in particular, Jack Grealish, was outstanding on that occasion. I just think that Villa, like obviously the other teams down there, they're running out of games, and they know that they need to try and score goals to be able to give themselves any chance of getting out of the predicament that they're in. But similarly, they don't want to leave themselves wide open to a rampant Manchester United at the moment. So it's a real tough call as to how they approach that game. But I just think that the form that United are in and the way that they're playing at the moment with the freedom and the fluidity and the exceptional skill levels, I just think it's going to be very, very difficult. I can only see one outcome, and that's Man United victory.
Yeah, Coley, you agree with that one?
I genuinely do hope so. We're in unbelievable form. If we move the ball like we have done in the past few games, we'll create chances and hopefully we'll score goals. But I watched a bit the game yesterday, Southampton, Manchester City. To watch Manchester City absolutely pump Liverpool the other night, and then you look at them yesterday, you turn and say, "So, is this the same team?" So nothing's ever given in the Premier League when people fight for their lives. But like the boys have been saying, we should have too much for Aston Villa. Fingers crossed we will have too much for them.
Yeah, amazing. City have lost more games than United this season in the Premier League, which is
unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing. It's an amazing league, isn't it? Coley, Peter Schmeichel's coming on tomorrow, by the way, to talk about United against Villa. Anything you want to speak to Schmeichel about, Coley? Did he used to shout at you?
It's nice to see him busy again. It's non-stop. I'm always seeing him somewhere, man.
Well, he's on the show tomorrow. Obviously, remember, played for Villa for a little while as well, but there you go. So he is on the show tomorrow. Coley, it's been really good to see you, mate. Thank you so much for joining us.
Cheers, Alex. So well. Good day, chaps.
All the best. There you go. Andy Cole joining us from near Earth orbit there. We're back again tomorrow. So we're on Monday and Tuesday this week. Maisie will be here, probably. Hopefully you will. And we'll have a chat to Peter Schmeichel. Have a go at him, lads, tomorrow, won't you? Get into
You should tell everyone to send some forfeits in again for him. That's definitely one.
There you go. Forfeits. We've all done them. Well, some of us have done them. Maisie, forfeit for him. MUTV@manunited.co.uk. See you tomorrow, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
See you, fellas.